Watch. My name is Dara Dukes, and this is a special report. We're using you now because I always wanted to try something different, and the Kings have been using this for a while, so I might as well follow. So for this You Now page, now there has been another mass shooting. It happened in Broward County, which is south of my current broadcast location here in Orlando. And as this is what we know according to the WPLG, which is the Miami ABC affiliate down there. Yeah, bear with me, I have to make sure I get the information right. So far, there's 17 dead. 14 others, which I'm assuming they are injured, has been transported to 2 local hospitals. The shooter's name is Nicholas Cruz. He is 19, former student at Stoneman Douglas Senior High School, which is the location where the incident happened earlier. And he was a former student due to the fact that he had gotten expelled from school, and not to mention that at one time he carried bullets, shell casings to be more exact, into the school. So they told him not to bring a book bag into the school anymore. So at some given that, he did get expelled from the school. He had an AR-15, which those things are not easy to sneak into a school, and he had a lot of magazines on him, which, if have you seen the gun, you see like the certain where you have the ammunition in, that is a magazine. And like I mentioned, 17 people have died. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, how on earth did he manage to escape? According to police and other officials, that he managed to blend in with the student to... Oh, really sure. Okay, good. We almost lost the feed there for one moment. That he blended in with the students to make his escape, and he was found and literally a mile and a half away from where this rampage started. Now, to give you a piece by piece of what had happened, let me just get this off my screen here. Give me 1 second. Because again, this is the first time I'm using something like this. There we go. This is how it all started. It started from the outside. He went into the school. By the time he got into the school, the shooting continued. According to one of the eyewitnesses, which is a student, they said that he shot the teacher, and the teacher was basically DOA, killed on site because of the amount of ammunition from the AR-15 that he had. I know this is one of those here we go again situations that first with Pulse back in June, if I'm mistaken, since Pulse happened. Almost 2 years later, another mass shooting here in Florida happens, and this is unfortunate, the results. Let me thank you, and also thank you guys for watching stuff. That if you got any questions, want to chat and stuff like that, go ahead, chat away. I will answer any questions you may have about this. But just to recap, for those of you who are just now tuning in, another mass shooting has happened here in Florida. 17 people are dead. Another 14 we're going to assume that are injured. Make total, with my math, and my math may be a little off, is we're pushing 30. A little bit, give or take, about 30 people has been affected from this. Has been taken to a local hospital. The shooter, Nicholas Cruz, 19 years old, who is a former student at the school's Stoneman Douglas High School, he was expelled from the school due to the fact that he had erratic behavior. And one student who told the local press earlier that he didn't want to hang around him due to the fact that acting too weird and strange didn't want to be influenced from that crowd. So later on, how he got into the school, just to recap, he started shooting from the outside. He worked his way inside, and that's when the shooting continued. When police got to the scene after they noticed this was an active shooter situation, he found out, or basically was with the students and walked with the students with their either hands up on their head or give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Just breaking right now. I literally just got this notification. The suspect, Nicholas Cruz. Yeah, this is just breaking right now. This literally just came to me verbatim. New information. Mr. Cruz wore a gas mask. And he has smoke to set off fire alarms to lure students. This is just breaking right now. Note, if he this just changed the whole of what I am looking to you. Okay, yeah. So this just to recap the news that I literally just got right now. He wore a gas mask. He has smoke grenades to lure out kids, the students there. And no, this school is a very, very, very big school. There's about at least 3,000, probably 4,000 students there, and they all have their different sections where designated for their designated class, like the freshmen building, the juniors, the sophomores, and the seniors. So they all have designated building. What we don't know right is what building he go to first. Did he go to where the freshmen were, to where the seniors are? That part we still do not know and has not been reported yet. All we know so far is that he had an AR-15, he wore a gas mask, smoke grenades to set off, because again, if you are a person who loves something to do with ammunition or war or guerrilla tactics, to be more specific, you know for a fact if you want to lure out people, you have to have if you have to have some kill or destroy, which was the AR-15. And no, to ensure that you're not affected by the smoke grenade, you have to be wearing some sort of a gas mask to ensure that you're not affected or hurt by it. So that information just coming in. Note, this has been the 19th school shooting this year. Note, we are in February. And because we're not even deep into the year yet, this is the 19th school shooting so far this year. And thank you again, guys, for watching. Okay, nice question. The DBA out in this. Do I like to game and type? I do. Sometimes. Thank you for that question. Can you elaborate more on that? Do I like to game and type? Can you elaborate more on that? Because that's a weird, tricky question. Okay, so going back to our story here, and thank you again for the question. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing you now. I wanted to do something different, and yeah. So thank you again, guys. Thank you for that wonderful question. Okay, if we could get my phone to work, and I'll tell you the beauty of technology. 1 minute you want it to work, next minute it's like saying screw this, it's not working. So just to reiterate what's been going on, there's been another mass shooting down in Florida, Broward County to be more exact. 17 are dead, another 14 we're assuming they're either injured or have minor injuries, has been taken to not one but two local hospitals. The name of the shooter is Nicholas Cruz. And literally, as I was bringing you this news story, the facts here, it was reported that Mr. Cruz had smoked a gas mask and smoke detector, gas mask and smoke grenades out, and during his rampage, he basically, again, to give you a play, he started from the outside, worked his way in, started shooting. Once police arrived, he was with the students, and he managed to escape with the students, and he was managed to be found an hour or so, a mile or so later. So that's what's going on with that. That's all that we know. But as I continue here, I noticed you are in the chat area, so I'll ask a couple questions to help alleviate from this breaking news story. Hello to you too, and I apologize for butchering your name. It's just had to wipe off a piece of my screen. Benedict Kovitz, hello to you. To NBA team, do I like the game type? Yes, I do. This is like type. This is like I don't game do stuff like this, views and stuff like that. But I do like the game. Mostly, I'm into pro wrestling stuff like that. But that's mostly what I like to do. Like I love wrestling games, stuff like that, and I do like the type. I have articles of stories that I've done for the last God knows how many years up. If you can find that through my YouTube page. And again, guys, keep the questions coming in. I don't mind answering a couple of questions from you guys. Just keep it on coming. Yes. So is 7:32 in the East. Just to recap from our breaking news story here, mass shooting has happened in Fort Lauderdale, or to be more specific, Broward County. The name of I'm going to stop mid-sentence here. The suspect has... Okay, so let me just read it off the phone here. So the suspect confirmed to FBI that he pulled the fire alarm to get a bigger victim count, which I mentioned something about that earlier in this breaking news report. So the smoke grenades were going to be used to lure out more people. Once he lured out more people with the AR-15, he could get a lot of people to start shooting like crazy. So that's what the shooter, Mr. Cruz, Nicholas Cruz, told the FBI, who we are assuming now is taking the full lead in this investigation, since this has gotten government officials into this investigation. Just to recap for those joining in, just welcome to YouNow's channel. I wasn't hoping to use this YouNow channel so soon, but given the importance of the breaking news that we learned earlier, it's a good chance that I had to use this at some given point. Now, just to recap again, the name of the shooter in the mass shooting today, Nicholas Cruz. He is 19. He's a former student of the school, which is Stoneman Douglas Senior High School in Broward County, Florida. He had an AR-15 on. He from the school years ago. He started page from the outside of school, worked his way in, and basically with smoke grenades in hand, gas masks, AR-15s, wanted and did go on a rampage. Now, what we just knew within the last couple of minutes, that the suspect, Mr. Cruz, had told the Federal Bureau of Investigations that he pulled the fire alarm in addition to the smoke grenades to shoot. Now, putting news aside for a minute, this is the second mass shooting I have covered in Florida. I have lived in Florida all my life. The first mass shooting I covered was Pulse. Since I live in the Orlando area, and Pulse is literally not too far from me. Well, it's about maybe a 20-30 minute drive, but by car. I lived in the Miami-Dade, Broward County area for the majority of my life before I moved up to Orlando. It is sad something like this has happened again in your own state. And to make matters worse, in the two areas that you have lived in for a majority of your lives. Many people say that we need better gun regulation and stuff, but this is not the time to talk about it. This is the time to keep the 17 dead and the 14 who are wounded in your prayers. We can have the conversation in these months ahead, but right now is not the time. 17 souls who would never get to see the light of day again. There are 17 potential kids who will never experience never get to see their families again. Never get to play with their brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever. So we put that aside, the whole gun debate. That was the time to mourn. Now, if you guys, like I said in the little chat bar and stuff like that, if you guys got any questions, please, feel free to leave it here. I'll ask it. Thank you now. This is my first time using this. I can see you say that this is awesome. See, just 1 second here. This is I just don't have no words to describe this. I do not. And it's amazing what's going on and stuff like that. And again, I am flabbergasted on this whole thing that it's a lot. It is a lot. And if you got questions or something like that, leave them here. I'll answer it. It's just weird. It's just weird. And apparently, throughout this, since we're at the 18-minute point right now, and it's just a lot. And it's a lot. And as a journalist, you're not supposed to keep your emotions to stuff like this. You gotta detach from the situation, but sometimes you gotta just wonder why is this happening? Why people were basically shot up like freaking crazy and weird. I know I'm not supposed to add commentary onto this, but again, I may be a journalist, but I am a human being as well. So, thank you guys. Hopefully I'll come back on at some point with any more information that is pertinent to this. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Derek Dukes. Follow my profile, my social media and stuff. And until we meet again, friends,